Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up our horizontal spreads for the next week in September. And I've got these mild liners here ready to go, as well as these washi tapes that I may use, this roll of labels that I got from Michael's a while back, and these sticker books which I'll pull from. Okay, let's go ahead and lay down some wax paper and get started on this week's theme. So originally I was thinking to do the plantable challenge in my horizontal this week, but when I started to actually design this spread, I kind of realized that it didn't quite meet the full fall color theme. I went a little bit of a different way, a little bit more like a sophisticated fall design. So I decided to do more fall color in my health planner this week and do this one kind of how I envisioned with the more sophisticated look to it. So I'm laying down some outlined black leaves, and these are all coming from the Planny Things sticker book. I just loved the look of these leaves. I definitely wanted to use them in the spread. Originally thinking it was just going to be a top decor spread, pulling in those outline leaves and then sprinkling on the colorful versions of the leaves on top or kind of intermixed with it and see how that looks. So that's where we start, and I'm laying in those outline leaves and then now the color leaves, kind of combining them into little clusters. I started to go with the matching of the shape of the leaf, one outlined, one color, and trying to get similar sizing when able to. So I'm kind of matching them up. I want a little bit of overlap so you see them together, but then you see each one individually as well. And I like that idea. I just like the mix of those two. So I'll keep doing that. Trying to spread them out. Like I said, originally I was thinking it was going to be more of just like a top decor, and I was envisioning leaves falling down from the top. But as I started to build this out, it didn't quite work out visually like I wanted it to, so I moved things around and expanded the area where I was going to pull in more of the decor. But it definitely is more top heavy in the decor, as you'll see. Also thinking about function as I'm laying these in, I'm like, okay, can I use this day all the way for all the things I need to add in? My checklist, my focus boxes, my social media plans. So that's what I've been adding on each, and I'm now pulling in some of those black circle label stickers for some focus boxes somewhere, depending on how this is all going to play out, but just kind of spread out around the spread so they don't draw too much attention on their own. And you can kind of see why I felt like, you know, there is some fall feels in this, but it's really not like a fall color theme, not really related to just the color. I'm bringing in some more, I don't know, like I said, sophisticated ideas. It kind of gives me a Pottery Barn feel, if you know what I mean, like how they do their fall decor in their store, and then also like how they style their photos and things, kind of has more of a sophisticated feel to it. So that's really where I started going with this. I'm in the seasonal fall sticker book from the Happy Planner now, and I saw some really nice quotes in there that I thought I could pull in with that same really light touch, scripty black feel. I felt that would be the perfect match to those outlined leaves, and then also bring in some interest with the quotes and things, just to break things up and actually give you something to read and look at, which I like to do on all my spreads. I like to have at least one quote if not more. So I'm working on that as I lay in these stickers. And now I'm back into the Planty Thing book, looking for some more color. I feel like it's coming along, but I wanted to bring in a little more color where I could. And I'm thinking to bring in maybe some smaller leaves and just kind of sprinkle them around without matching those up with the outline florals. So we'll see. I'm going to move out the focus box here in the corner. I really don't want it to take up too much space, but I do want it to balance out the other two, so I'm going to push it out a little bit onto the outside of the page, and then I'll just trim them off so they all have that same look of kind of like a trimmed off circle. And I've already laid in that script washi a few minutes ago, and now I'm into some other washi that I pulled for the spread. This one's from Jane Davenport. It's a really old set that I got from Michaels a number of years ago, and I really like it, but it's sometimes hard to pull it in certain applications. I'm going to try to bring it in here. I like the colors that are in there and the kind of, I don't know, rustic look to it. Again, really giving me those Pottery Barn feels, the way that they match up the more casual with the sophisticated. So I'm going to try that. And I also have another washi tape here in brown that I just cut down, and that is from the washi tape shop along with that script washi that I'm using there at the bottom. I'm just trying to find some good layers here that I feel like will work with the spread overall and feel balanced, but add a little more color spread around the page. Just working on some layering here on this edge. I feel like I need to figure something out here at the bottom. I like that script font all along the bottom, but it's a little bit thick and it's taking up maybe too much room. So we'll see how I can fix that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to break it down a little bit. I'm layering the other ones over it just to see how much space I really need to pull in this full quote without it butting up against Sunday. And for a moment I thought I might do a top and bottom with the full size, but I was like, no, let's cut this guy down. One thing I really like about this washi tape is that you really don't have to cut it. It really rips almost perfectly. I did cut it there, but it does have a nice straight rip if you are into washi in that way. It's nice. It doesn't tend to rip crooked, which I like. So here you can see I'm reworking that washi tape that I wanted to use here, and I'm going to bring in a thinner version of that script washi to layer in on this bottom corner. I'm also going to flip it so that the white is on top. That way it has a more solid feel with the dark brown on the bottom. Adding in some more up here as well, and again I will flip it. And we'll actually layer that a little bit over the circle, kind of like I did at the bottom, just for that repetition. And for balance, I'm going to do 3 little segments with that same washi tape treatment. So I'm doing one in the bottom corner right, middle side left, and then a centered top. That creates a really nice triangle and helps balance the spread. You can really see the triangles on the circles as well. I kind of did the same thing with the balance. So it all works out and feels natural when you look at it. I'll probably bring in a few more of these little just segments of script for some texture. Find places to add in more of this washi tape. I do feel like it needs a little bit of something else, so let's go into that Autumn Florals and Leaves book and bring in maybe some more circle stickers in different colors, matching up more with the fall tonal colors. That way I can have some more focus boxes on the spread, but also too, again, more color, since I am keeping most of the leaves there near the top down to about the middle, and then I pretty much stop from there. It would have been nice to just do a cascade of leaves falling from the top, but for a horizontal, it really doesn't work unless you don't have a ton of day-specific tasks that you have to do. If you do have things where like Monday and Friday are the days that you need to have those tasks done, it could really take up too much of your usable space, which is the problem that I faced here to try to do that. So even though I think that it would be a really cool idea, it doesn't work for everybody. You have to really think about how you're using your planner when you decorate it and make the best choices for you as far as how you are going to use it functionally and therefore decorate it. So for the smallest circles, I matched up 2 circles, one bigger, one smaller, from the Planny Thing book, and I just maintained the colors so that they were kind of matchy-matchy, but the scale of them kind of helped, with them layered like that, balance out with the other 3 larger circles on the spread. And then here, I felt like, again, it was a little bit lacking in color down at the bottom. So I'm going to bring in a few branches here, just coming in from the side, and then do that same black and white layering with it. I cut up this one branch because it was the only one I found that I felt matched up well with these leaves. Cut it in half and kind of tweaked it so that it worked well for both of the 2 stickers I pulled in. And now we are ready to move things over. So I think I have enough color on the spread and have a good feel for how this is going to go. So we will start dropping in the washi tape and this circle sticker as well. And this quote. And I'll just move them over in clumps, kind of seeing how I had them positioned on the spread, and try to keep everything pretty much where it was there when I move it over. Right now, it does feel like there's a little bit of everything everywhere. Sometimes that bothers me, but I know once I actually fill this out, it's going to look perfect. It's going to look super full and fun, but also very functional. Just a second ago, I whited out behind that leaf just to soften up that dark black line that goes across. And I'll do the same thing here with these leaves that cross the darker lines. Now, the gray lines are pretty faint. They're not quite as distracting, but the black lines, I find sometimes it's better to white them out just so that they're not taking away from the design too much. And I'm just using a white jelly roll opaque pen. It's like gel ink, and that works perfectly on these thin lines of my printables. And going to go ahead and move over this guy as well. First whiting out the darker line. I think I put in that one leaf a little bit askew, and I think it would have looked better straight up, so what are you going to do? And I decided to move that yellow leaf to butt up against the brown there in the corner instead of having it floating in space. And I liked how that looked, just added a little cluster up there at the top. Gonna move over this center section here with a washi tape. I'm gonna line it straight onto that top line. That way I won't have to worry too much about that. And then just trying to get the overlap right here in this top corner with the leaves and the circles. Again, gonna white out the line. And drop in these circles. I think I will detach them from the leaf. Let the leaf shine on its own. Push it in towards the spine. And now separate out the pages. And do the trim work here on the bottom and on all the edges where there's a little bit of overlap. I'm also using my precision cutter to actually kind of set down the clear sticker so it removes all the air pockets from behind them. A lot of people will use a bone folder or a tool like that. You just need something with a blunt end that you can kind of use to push down that won't like catch on the sticker. So I find that precision tool, which I already have in my stash, works great. So you might not need to purchase something separate just to do that task. You know, anything with a nice smooth tip, even like the Jelly Roll pen top would totally work. Just something soft and rounded that you could use to push out the air from behind the clear stickers. Just helps it look a little more natural and seamless and not so much like stickers, but like decor on the page. And I think we are getting close here. I can see I should have whited out a little bit behind that leaf there near the center, but I got most of them, so that's good enough. And now I'm going to bring in some checklists using mile liners, and as you can see I have my little hack there on those pens. That makes it much easier to pick the right colors to match up with this theme as I go. So I'm going to pick 4 colors. I'm going to repeat them going down the page, just kind of maybe in a gradient style. And I'm making some adjustments here on some of these elements so that I can, again, use it functionally. And I'm just dropping in little dots for the checklist. Been doing quite a few things lately, so I'm definitely working towards more than 3. And if you ever want to see how my spreads turn out, do check out my monthly flip through at the end of the month. I always showcase all of my finished planner spreads. So that is it, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead too and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!